Welcome to Amuda Academy. Today we are going to start with a new chapter of your business studies, Principles of Management. What is principles? Principles are certain rules and guidelines to follow. Through that we can achieve our organizational goals. So principle is a broad and a general guidelines for decision making and behavior. These principles will help us to make decisions and make our behaviors proper. That is principles. Certain examples we can take to know better what it is. And the first one is produce good quality of product. Some organization will have a principle to produce good quality of products. Almost all companies will have. So second one, helping the society. The organization will have a policy or principle to help the society, safeguard company reputation, value the culture of the country, whatever the country they are in, working in. Let us say Tata. It is in many countries. So Tata company should value the culture of that countries. Right. The fifth one is respect employees. Many organization will respect their employees, right? And the last, principles will help to achieve our goals. If we follow these certain principles in organization, actually in the organization there will be many principles, but for example I took few. If we follow the principles, we can achieve our goals in the organization. Some people will get confused with other terminologies like principles, or is it a technique, or it is a values. No, it is different from the both. Let us see what is the difference between these two. So the first thing is principle versus techniques of management. What are the techniques? Techniques are methods which involve a series of steps to be taken to accomplish the desired goal. So it is nothing but techniques are just methods to work on the goal. So let us take an example. If normally you will produce 1,000 units, normally you will produce 1,000 units, but in the next day you should produce 3,000 units because of some customer order. So the top level management inform you to produce 3,000 units in next day itself. Normally you will produce 1,000 units, but the next day you should produce 3,000 units. So what are the techniques, what are the methods what you are going to do? That will be techniques. But principles are guidelines to take decisions or actions while practicing techniques. Let us say next day you start producing 3,000 units, correct? But that should be in a valid quality, proper standard quality you should produce. What will you do? That is technique. You should do with the standard quality. You should produce the goods in standard quality. That will be your principle. This is the distinction between principles and techniques. And the next one is principle versus values. What are values? Something acceptable or desirable. They have moral connotations, which means right or wrong feelings. Let us say, so normally everyone will have Coke, right? Coca-Cola, a soft drink. So in someone perspective it may be wrong, in someone perspective it may be right, correct? For us it is correct, but as per Ronaldo it is wrong, which is harmful to the health. That is their perspective, which speaks about right or wrong feelings. It's just a feeling which is not absolute. For someone it may be wrong, someone it may be right. So general rule for an individual in society formed through common practices. Let us say in India there are Muslims, there are Christians, there are Hindus. Majority we have Hindus, right? Hindus will follow Hindu gods, Muslims will follow Allah, and Christians will follow Jesus, correct? So everyone, each individual will follow some practices, correct? Some god, they are just following the god, that may be their practice. If they like, they can follow. If they don't like, they even leave that. So we can change the community also, from Hindu to Muslim, Muslim to Hindu, or Hindu to Christians. So we can convert them. If we like, we can do that. So it is right or wrong perspective. But principles are not like that. Which means if it is wrong, it is wrong only. If it is right, it is right only. It is exact meaning. It has exact meaning. Our basic truth, truth. It is truth only. So guidelines for behavior formed after research in work situation and which are technical in nature. No one can change it. Those principles, it is we cannot say that it is wrong. So if it is, they are saying, they are framed as principle, that means it is right. If it is right, and it is wrong if it is wrong, correct? That is principle versus the values. The next thing is types of principle. We have two types of principle. One is pure science, another is management. So principle of pure science, principle of management. The first point is, under pure science, principles are rigid. But what it rigid means, we cannot change. If the formula is H2O, then the entire lifelong it will be H2O only. So but in the management it can be flexible, we can change according to our mood. Applied in absolute manner, correct? If you write H2O, you should write or practice the H2O only, the formula only. But in the management, it can be changed accordingly. Do not change with the time. Over the period, it won't change. For 10 years also, the formula will be same, H2O only. So but in management, it can be changed over the period of time. So earlier Nokia was in keypad mobiles, right? We were using keypad mobiles, but now screen touch. So over the period, the management is changing. Means the workers, the employees, management, everyone will be changing in the organization, because we need to develop the software according to the Android mobiles, correct? So then it will be changing. In future, it can easily change. Today's technology will be not there in after 3-4 years, correct? The management will obviously change. So this is the types of principles.